James Charles is a name we haven't mentioned on this channel in a while, but he is about to launch his makeup line called Painted, and he's having some serious issues with the formula of the products. But what he's saying, explaining the issue, something is just not adding up for me, and I want to talk to you about it. I want to share with you what's happening and see if you're seeing the weirdness in this the way that I'm seeing the weirdness. We'll talk about it. Then we'll talk about Lancome and their reformulation of the Tienta Doll foundation. And it's had some issues. A lot of customers are complaining about it, and it even brought one TikToker to tears over it. We'll talk about everything that happened with that relaunch and why some people are so upset over it. And then when we get into the product report, my friend, we have the OG YouTuber collab that so many people have been waiting for. Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty have collabed. We'll talk about the products that just launched plus everything else that launched this week. So hang tight. We are getting into it right now. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup, where we talk about everything that is happening in the beauty space all in one place. So you don't have to click over here and all these videos. I got it all for you right here. Today, we are starting with James Charles and the products that are about to launch for his brand new brand called Painted. A lot of people have been waiting for this line to launch. The people that don't care that he was talking to underage boys online. And he has been posting update after update after update to his socials, trying to get his audience involved in the process as much as possible. And we are almost at launch time. He posted a TikTok last week talking about some issues he's been having recently with the formula. So he had approved it months ago. They're about to launch. He gets the final things in, the final product, and he hates it because there are these paints that you can paint around your whole face with. It's like body paints, but for the face. And he found that they were cracking. So James invited a bunch of his friends over to the lab to see if they could collectively together fix this product. So I'm just gonna let you watch what James says about this cracking, and then I'll talk to you about why I think that this is a really weird explanation.
When you create a product with a lab, you work with their chemists to make a formula, and I went through more than 20 rounds of samples and formulas to get my paints absolutely perfect and ready to go, and they were approved and signed off on months ago. So why was the sample that I just received not the same as the approved formula? The best way that I can explain this is that formulas are kind of like baking recipes. But with makeup, instead of, grocery store items, it's chemical elements like hexadecane and dimethicone. So when you're baking, if you wanted to make more cupcakes, you just double your recipe, but makeup doesn't work the same way. So when labs scale up a formula from being a few tubes to several thousand, there's always bound to be some problems. So I pulled up to the lab and invited a couple of friends to join me and help test them out. I'm usually testing all my formulas by myself, but it is really helpful to get other opinions, especially from artists that I really respect, because it's important that my products work on different skin types, tones, and with different products and techniques. We worked with the chemist and went through color by color to make little tweaks to the formula. Thank God most of the paints were approved in only one try, but for some reason, we could not fix the yellow. We literally had to reformulate this color 4 times. I honestly did not think it was going to be approved today, but at the last minute, the chemist made one ingredient change, and by some miracle, it was finally good to go. I definitely wasn't looking forward to my lab day today, and it wasn't the most fun either, but these are normal problems that come with being a new brand owner, so you just gotta stay calm and problem solve. My friends being there to help me out made it so much more enjoyable, and at this point, I am just so excited that we are finally done, and only a couple of weeks away from Painted being in the hands of artists all around the world.
So first off, is it weird, and those of you that have more experience in actual makeup production than I do, is it weird that a brand owner invites like 10, 15 of their friends to just go into a meeting room in the lab and just test products together? Is that weird? Because that seems really weird. And if you zoom in, if you look at the people that work there, there's one point where it looks like James's body language looks like he might be yelling at one of the employees, maybe, possibly. And then later on, you see the employees and they just look super annoyed. I mean, it totally could be RBF. Like, they might not actually be annoyed, but they look kind of annoyed. So I don't know what was happening in that room, but James even says later it was not a happy time there. So, okay, so his issue is that when you make small batches of a product, that it comes out one way, but then when you scale it up and you make a big, huge batch, that it comes out another way. And that was where everything was falling down. So he goes to the lab and he makes more small batches. These are like one-off products. And they make those, and then now it's approved and it's fine. How does he know that the new formula that he tested with all of his friends at the lab is gonna scale up? What is different about this one-off product that he just tested, the 4 drafts of yellow and the 1 draft of this and that? What's different about those that those will scale up? If this was the batch that was like the big batch that was thousands and thousands of units, so he's going to throw away these thousands and thousands of units because they're not what he wanted, right? And then based on one reformulation, and he tried one sample, now he's going to produce thousands and thousands more units, hoping that they scale up as well. I'm wondering if this was just to create some talk about the brand, to get people more hyped up about the brand and show how much he cares and how much he's involved in the process of making the product. Maybe there wasn't as big of an issue as he's making it out to be, but that would be a really weird choice too, right? Because you did see that they were cracking on his eyes. But this is coming from the dude that believed Morphe when they said that pressed pigments were just pigments pressed, which is not true.
Most of the mattes in this palette are considered pressed pigments and not typical eyeshadows. Now, what does that mean? I didn't know until very recently when I was formulating this with Morphe, but now I do, so I want to share it with you guys. The ingredients in pressed pigments are just slightly different than eyeshadows, and they are actually exactly what their name says. It is literally just the actual color pigment pressed right into a pan, ready for you to use, whereas an eyeshadow has a lot of other stuff mixed in it as well to make it perform really beautifully.
It's just code for a red pigment that is not FDA approved for eye use. They call them pressed pigments, but James said that they were just pigments pressed, which is not real. Maybe even at this point, as a brand owner, something is missing there as far as his understanding. Maybe there's something missing in my understanding, but this just doesn't seem right to me. I do appreciate that this is his actual brand though, and you can tell that he's really, really involved in it, or at least he appears to be very involved in it. And developing cosmetics is hard, man. It is a lot of work, is a lot of process. So I am glad that he is being honest about any formula issues that he's having and that he's being really transparent about it, but I wonder if it's just a marketing thing. But in the end, I just hope that it got fixed for his customers. I hope that it worked out really well, and I hope that everybody is happy with their products. And if people are not happy, I am sure we will know about it. Complexion products in the makeup space are very personal. Once you find a product that you really like the shade, it matches you perfectly, you really like the finish, it looks beautiful on your skin, a lot of people don't go from that. They don't separate from that. They buy that foundation over and over and over again because why mess with perfection? But what if a brand in a reformulation messes with the shade to the point where it doesn't match you anymore? And then what if you are a person with a skin tone that is very difficult to match with foundations that are on the market, where you can rarely find your actual skin tone with the proper undertone? Is it the real end of the world? Is it the end all be all everything? No. But it's very disappointing and very frustrating, especially when you have so much trouble finding something that works for you. When Lupita Nyong'o became a brand ambassador for Lancome back in 2014, she became the very first Black ambassador in the 88 years of Lancome's existence. So when they launched the reformulation of the Tientadol Ultra Wear Foundation 3 weeks ago, she was part of the campaign along with Zendaya and Lily Collins. When influencer PR packages started going out for the reformulation, influencers realized that Lupita's shade was no longer available. Suede C555 was gone and was replaced with C540. They say that this was an alternate version of that shade that was a total of 3 separate shades kind of merged into one. TikTok influencer Sarah Lugar, who has 2.5 million followers over on TikTok, was one of the people that was very disappointed because that was her actual shade. The clip of her realizing that her shade was gone is absolutely heartbreaking. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you now.
Before anyone says it, I know. I'm literally crying about something so stupid it doesn't matter that much. But I've been wearing the same foundation since I was 14 years old, okay? It's this one, okay? The Lancome Tint Idole, I don't know how to pronounce it because I'm not French, and 560 Suede C. There was when Lupita Nyong'o was their ambassador, and I cried because I was like, I finally can wear makeup because they make it my shade, because MAC had discontinued my shade. Anyways, continue. Why'd they just discontinue it? And I had to find out by getting sent a PR package that was too light for my skin. This is the new shade. This is the new darkest shade. That was the old darkest shade. And I was just frustrated because I don't handle change well on the spectrum. And also just because I think it reminded me of how I felt when I was younger and all my friends wanted to do makeup and I was the only person that couldn't find anything that was my shade. And of course there's other options these days, but it's like, you guys everyone always talks about inclusivity until they just don't want to do it anymore.
So Lancome did respond to Sarah's post, and basically what they decided to do was they were going to bring back the missing shades from the reformulation in the old formula for now, so that those people that had lost their shade could purchase something. And then they are planning on adding those shades into the reformulated line by the end of the year. A Lancome representative explained through email what happened. They said, as a brand, we are committed to diversity and inclusivity and are constantly working with our scientists and makeup artists to optimize our shade assortments. We have always planned on a 2-phase launch where phase 1 with 50 shades is available now and additional shades will be available in coming months. With our new formula, all shades are developed with new shade numbers. As we always do with the reformulation, we offer the existing shades while supplies last on Lancome.com. A woman named Deliva Banks had received PR of the products, and she posted on Twitter her pamphlets that she got with the different shade names. And like the representative had said, a lot of the shade numbers changed, which really sucks because if you are used to this foundation, maybe you don't even know that they've reformulated and you look for a shade, you buy it, and then it's wrong. Desiree Reed is the founder of a company that is a beauty consultancy company. It is called Desiree Reed and Company, and she's also the former general manager at Iman Cosmetics. So she weighed in to Glossy on the situation, and this is what she said when she was asked why brands discontinue shades. She said, it's always sales. It's always going to be the numbers. But then she made this point about the typical customer. She said, people buy other things. When she's not shopping her foundation, she's not shopping you at all. Kind of making the point of, if someone doesn't feel like a brand wants them to buy things from them, meaning that you can't find what you need there for your skin type or your skin tone, you're less likely to buy other products from that brand. So in the end, it is a loss for any company that discontinues shade numbers. Even if they only have to produce a small amount of them, it's better than discontinuing it completely. What I'm thinking is something must have happened in the formula change where they just could not get it exactly the same. Maybe something about oxidation, or just the way that the ingredients mixed, or the way the preservatives affected it, or something made it so that they just couldn't match up. Because to me, it doesn't make any sense to reformulate and then not have the shades match up. It makes it too difficult for the customer to get what they need. What it comes down to is that nobody likes to feel excluded. Nobody likes to feel like they can't participate in something that somebody else is having fun with. And especially if you felt like you were once included and now you're being booted out when you were counting on being included. It just feels gross, and it creates a negative feeling. And brand loyalty, you know this, brand loyalty is huge in the beauty space with so many options of places to shop. But when somebody doesn't have the options of places to shop when it comes to foundation, it's really special when you feel like, yes, this company wants me here. Yes, this company made something especially for me, and then they get rid of it. It's like a betrayal almost. Of course, it isn't personal, but it can feel really personal. So hopefully Lancome is realizing that maybe this was a bad choice. You know, no company wants to purposely make their customers feel bad. It's not a good look. And it's just, if somebody's been spending money with you, like, why would you want to make them feel bad? We're talking about this on Twitter this week. We were kind of remembering the whole Jackie Aina and Alyssa Ashley versus Tarte Shape Tape Foundation debacle that happened years ago, that it really opened up a lot of people's eyes to the lack of inclusivity in different shade ranges and how difficult it is for some people to find their shade. So hopefully this encourages brands to continue to develop shade ranges that truly are inclusive as much as possible. Really short top news this week. Not a whole lot going on that was very exciting. I could have pushed some like boring stories in there just to lengthen the show, but I don't want to do that to you. You got stuff to do. So let's just jump into the most exciting products that were launched this week. Let's start with the indie brands Gourmand Girls, which I don't think I've ever talked about on What's Up in Makeup, but it was all over my feed this week. Warriors Wear Pink palette. It is launching on June 19th. That's tomorrow. Launching tomorrow. Collaboration with the brand owner's friend. She is a Mexican influencer named Siri Soto. She is a cancer survivor. The palette is $54.99. There's 12 mattes, 3 duochromes, and a multichrome. And also very exciting, if you've ever heard of Doodles by the Bunny, she is so incredibly talented. She is now the head artist for the palette designs over at Gourmand Girls, and this is the first palette that she's designed in this particular role. I do think that she had designed some palettes in the past, but this is the first one that she's done in this role. So congratulations to Angela for that job. I'm really excited to see what she designs for them next. Sugar Drizzle Polish. It is the indie coming out with duochrome eyeliners time, I guess, because we just had one from a different brand a couple weeks ago. These are the dual-ended multi-chrome eyeshadow sticks. They are going to launch on June 24th. A little bit of time from now, but they're still launching, so keep your eye out for those. $12 each or all 6 for $65. You can watch their Instagram. They're going to put up a bunch of swatches and stuff for you between now and then. And now the big news. Lunar Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles have collabed. Laura and Manny have a podcast called Full Coverage. So this is kind of in dedication to the podcast that they have together and in dedication to their friendship. This is the Full Fantasy Collection. There is a color palette, which is an alternate term for a pressed pigment palette, usually used on the eyes, FDA approved or not. $48 for this, $35 for the cheek palette, $20 for the lipstick duo, or you can get them for $14 each. That makes more sense. There's also a $70 brush collection. You can get a bundle of all of that for $135. That is a $207 value. This is what they say on the description page. We took Manny's love for fantasy and Laura's love for minimalism, and we created the Full Fantasy Collection. We both love our neutrals and nude lips, so you already know that's what we are giving. It's truly the baby of both our brands and a love letter to our friendship. So congratulations to the two of them. I got notification from Laura Lee Los Angeles that I'm getting something in PR. I really, really hope it's this, because if it's this, I would love to do a full review of the collection next Friday. That is the goal. That's what I'm hoping. Something I missed last week, and I was so sad when I found out that this existed and I missed it, and I apologize to Mary from Glitzy Fritzy because she deserves all of her flowers for this. This is the Sydney Grace and Glitzy Fritzy palette. It is $52. You can use Mary's code. It is Glitzy Fritzy 15 to save 15%. Congratulations, Mary. I am so happy for you. You did such a beautiful job on the shade design. Samantha Ravindal's Auric Cosmetics is coming out with a travel size of her Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer. It comes out this Tuesday, 9 a.m. Pacific, $28 USD. These are very, very pricey products. So if the full size was out of your price range, this may be another option, even though $28 is still a lot of cash. It is available only at auricosmetics.com. Tresluce Beauty came out with their Dulce Vida shadow palette, 16 shadows plus 2 water-activated cake liners. The mirror is removable. It is a very cute design, in my opinion. The price range on these products that came out with this collection is very reasonable, in my opinion. So the palette is $30. You can also get in a bundle an eye primer. It comes in 3 different shades. You can pick whichever shade matches you the best, and a pair of false lashes. You also get 4 eye brushes. It's only $65 for all of that. That seems like a lot to get for $65. So, but if you don't want all of it and you don't want to spend $65, they also have smaller bundles available. From ColourPop, they've reformulated their matte, blotted, and glossy lips. It is improved formulas full of lip-loving ingredients which reduce smudging, prevent color shifting, and are extra moisturizing. I almost did a ColourPop lip formula video. It was like 30 different formulas of lipstick after people weren't really digging on the Benefit Brow video that I did. I decided to kind of shelf it, and I'm so glad I did because it would be relatively useless for these 3 products now that they've reformulated. I'm so glad that I held off on that video. The Ultra Matte Lip, there's 11 new shades, and then they brought back 5 of they call them fan faves. And then the Ultra Blotted Lip, 9 new shades, and then 3 existing shades. And the Ultra Glossy Lip, 12 all new shades. They are available now for $9 each. Over at Sephora, some new products from Tarte. We have the mini Big Ego Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Palette, $25. And I actually like this color story. I kind of poo-pooed on the big Tarte Big Ego palette, but this one's actually really cute. The other small one, though, is their same boring palette that they always put out, the mini Tarte Lip Fresh Picked Amazonian Clay Eyeshadow Palette, also $25. They must continue to make these palettes because they sell. I mean, it's like very easy, natural. It's like the same palette in different packaging over and over and over again, but it must be selling. There has to be a reason why they keep doing that. They also released the Amazonian Clay Skintuitive 12-Hour Blush, $30. Of course, it just comes in one shade. It's a pH adjusting thing. They have all this pH adjusting stuff coming out right now, and it is that same pH adjusted mauve shade that we've seen for years and years come out from many brands. One product coming soon, we have the Huda Beauty #Faux Filter Under Eye Color Corrector. $30 there, 5 shades. They say it's a lightweight color corrector that visibly corrects, evens, and brightens the under eye area with a crease, sweat, and transfer-proof formula that blends seamlessly. And one thing that I thought was cool is it looks like it's got some really nice variable shades for medium and deeper skin tones. Usually the shade range of these things really aren't very diverse, so I thought that was really cool that it seems like they have a nice shade range for these products. Over at Ulta, a couple of brow products from NYX. After my brow video that I put out this past week, I feel like these would have done better 5 to 7 years ago, but maybe some people are still doing the Instagram brow. If you are, that's fine. You can do whatever you want with your brows. They're your brows, and you may be interested in these products. This is the Eye Shaping Stencil, $10.50. Perfect your brow shape with zero to brow stencils from NYX Professional Makeup. Beginner or pro, the stencil pack will make your dream brows a reality. And I had purchased some of these from ABH. They made brow stencils like this. I think I tried to use them once and failed miserably. I never used them again. I think I ended up passing them along to somebody because I was not skilled enough to use them. And you don't have to do the Instagram brow thing with them, obviously. You can do whatever you want. The pairing product with these is the Long Wear Eyebrow Gel, $13, 7 shades. They say up to a 2-day wear on this product. 2 easy steps. You apply the liquid gel formula with a precise doe foot applicator, and then you blend away harsh lines with the spoolie. You can use it freehand, or you can use the stencils to make your perfect shape. And then finally in the product report, Ulta says that these things are new, but I'm honestly not 100% sure if they're new. Tarte has some new shades of their various forms of concealer. There is a white, and then there's a shade they're calling Espresso Honey, and it comes in their Shape Tape formula, their Maracuja Creaseless Concealer formula, and then their Shape Tape Ultra Creamy. And I have a question. Is the white, you think, for an eyeshadow base? That's all I can really think of because I don't know if there's anyone's skin that is actually like paper white, because that looks like paper white. PR or purchase product of the week. I do have some PR to share with you that I've had for a little while, but haven't really had much time to try. So I'm going to show you some products from Ciate. This I really, really love. This is the Dewy Blush Glossy Cheek Tint, and this is in the shade Papaya. That's what's on my cheeks today. Went on absolutely beautifully on my skin tone. It doesn't really build very well though, so if you need more pigmentation, you may want to pass on this. Let me just kind of rub it in so you can see. I don't know, that's pretty pigmented, but I blended it out if you really want to blend it out to like that. And then it doesn't really build, it just kind of stays there is where we're at here. I don't know. I guess keeping it on thick would probably look really weird. And then on my lips today, I have the Color Flip, the one that changes color outside. This one that's what it looks like. So it's this shade inside, and then it turns that shade on the outside when you go into UV light. I believe this is the shade Amethyst, and I'll just show you on my hand kind of what that looks like in a swatch. I also tried their Wonderland mascara, and I actually really liked it a lot. I ended up putting on false lashes anyway because I feel like I personally need false lashes for camera, but for every day, I really like this. It's got kind of a Better Than Sex hourglass wand here, and I felt like it performed a lot like that mascara, but not really clumpy. So I'm gonna keep playing with this. This is the first time I've used it. I'll keep you posted, but so far, really enjoying this. And I also like that it's nice, heavy packaging. I like a heavy packaging on my mascara. It just feels good. It feels more luxe. And then on my eyes, I'm playing with these new Milani eyeshadow sticks. This one is the Gilded Eyeshadow Stick in Blossom. That is what is on my lids today, and it looks like this. It's just like a basic eyeshadow stick. It's very, very creamy. It blends out really nicely. And I also tapped that in the middle of my lips to give my lips just a little bit of shine, and I really liked that. The rest of my eye look, I got this in PR a really long time ago from Peach C. I set up the rest of my eyes with this. But this is what's all over my lid. And then I wanted to mention, I had gotten this when I went to Charleston on the Creators and Friends trips from ColourPop. This is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. That's what's on my face today, and I love that my freckles are just popping. These are my natural freckles. I did not draw these on. This is just my face, and I love that I can see my freckles through this. It's very pretty. It's a very light coverage. It's not a sheer, like a fully sheer coverage. It's very light, but I enjoyed it. I'm in the shade Light 8 Neutral, and really love this product today. This is the first day that I've used it. Notable sales this week we have from Juvia's Place, 50% off of concealers and contour products and 30% off of skincare. Over at Sigma, 40% off customer appreciation using code THANKYOU. Then we have 25% off at Rose Inc. Lots of summer themed sales we have from Kosas, 20% off site-wide. Vanilla Co. orders over $30 get 25% off, and orders over $65 get 35% off. And I will be shopping that sale because I need a new Clean It Zero. I'm starting to run out of the one that the K-Beauty one that I got for that sponsor video for Skin Store I did a while ago. I am starting to run out of that. So I'm gonna get some at the sale because I need some new cleansing balm. Then we have from Kiehl's, 25% off site-wide as well. And then 30% off of orders of $55 or more over at Too Faced using code SAVE30. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you as always to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook hunters. Their names are scrolling below me. Thank you so much for all of your submissions this week. I appreciate you so much. If you would like to join the hunters group, it's always down below in the description box. I always have a link to the Facebook group if you would like to join. It is a no chatter group. We don't sit over there and have big long conversations about the products. It is just a place to dump. I do put a chatter post of the week where we talk about a random topic. It's usually very lighthearted just to get to know each other a little bit, but it's really just a place to dump stuff for the show. It's kind of my safety net to make sure I didn't miss anything. So thank you so much to everybody that contributed this week. I appreciate you oh so much. Our chat today will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Hopefully you can join us, hang out. We'll be talking about makeup, but if you do need to do something else, it's no problem. It's very easy to find on the replay. You can go to your subscription feed. Should be right there if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, go to my channel page, click on my videos, and then click on the live tab. That's where all my live streams are housed. Or you can listen to the What's Up in Makeup podcast playlist. That is down below as well. Thank you again so much for watching What's Up in Makeup. I appreciate you. I know you could choose to watch anything, and that you watch What's Up in Makeup means so much to me. If you would like to hang out a little longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple videos for you right over here to watch, including last week's episode of What's Up in Makeup in case you missed it, and one that YouTube picked out for you in case you want to watch something else. But if you do need to go, no problem at all. Thank you for hanging out as long as you did, and I'd love to, and I will see you in a video very soon.